You alright guys, Raw Thoughts Footy here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about my Premier League predictions, including the league table, top scorer, top assister and the most clean sheets. But before we begin, remember to like, subscribe and comment on the video and check out the social media pages. In the top left we have the YouTube channel, in the bottom left we have the blog, and on the right we have the Instagram page where we post daily football content. We also have our very own website at rawthoughtsfooty.card.co and Fantasy Football League with a prize of £100, links down below. So to kick things off at rock bottom, I'm going with West Bromwich Albion. The Baggies have a very hard start, facing Leicester, Everton and Chelsea in the first 3 games. We all know how hard it is to pick up points in the Prem, and after 3 tough games, if they can't get a point, they'll be in a really bad situation. Last season they were exceptional in the Championship, but do they really have a main goal threat who can help them pick up points in the Premier League? On to 19th spot now, I'm going with Brighton, who also have a tough start playing Newcastle with their Manchester United. 2 games that they will be lucky to get points in. Trying to find the motivation after back-to-back defeats will be tough, and if they can't pick themselves up, it could be a downward spiral for the side located on the south coast. I do like the sign of Lallana, who will add a lot of experience to their side, and Tariq Lamptey looked sharp towards the end of last season, but I just don't see them scoring enough goals to stay up. Now on to the final relegation spot, Aston Villa. The Claret and Blue side have done well to hold on to Jack Grealish, but with still a while to go until the window's shutting, they could still lose their star man. Record signing Watkins from Brentford I'm in favour for. He had a fantastic campaign last season in the Championship, very unlucky not to get promoted with the Bees. If he can start fast and get a few goals, I can see Villa surviving, but we see it all the time. Not many Championship players can make the step up into the Premier League. The first survivor now, I'm going with Fulham. Many other pundits and fellow content creators think that they will go down next season, but I have a belief in their man up top, Mitrovic. The Serb handled himself very well when he emerged on the scene with Newcastle. He already has 21 goals and 7 assists in the Prem in 77 games. Another man, Areola, is an exceptional keeper, playing for Real Madrid and PSG. He will bring quality into the side. A striker who can score goals and an experienced keeper is not a bad mix to try and help them survive. On to 16th place now, I'm going with West Ham. A few years back they were back for Europa League spots, but failed signings like Haller and Felipe Anderson have wasted their money and haven't been able to stop their decline. Mikel Antonio did look very good post-Covid break, but he's never been a consistent player, so it's a hit or miss with him on whether he'll be able to click on straight away. I think their quality will just keep them afloat of relegation. Now 15th place, where I have Crystal Palace. In past seasons their key man Zaha has won them vital points, but it looks to be another season where the Ivorian can't get his move away. I think we could see a drop in his performance, with him losing motivation, having to battle another season in a team he doesn't want to be at. I'm not convinced by the loan signing of Batshuayi. He has struggled for goals in his Premier League stay. Palace only scored 31 times last season. I've put them 15th, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were one of the relegated teams. In 14th place we have Burnley. Right, I like Sean Dyche. I like Burnley. I think 14th place is a good spot for them. I don't think they'll finish much lower or much higher. My only concern is that Sean Dyche's stay might go sour after being at the club for too long. We saw it with Eddie Howe and Bournemouth. A relationship between a manager and club can end in a bad situation sometimes. So in 13th place I have Sheffield United. Everyone was impressed with them last season, but I don't think they will reach the same heights again this time round. I think that teams will have learnt their style of play and will be able to maintain them better this season. The bitter blow of not getting Europa League football as well will weigh heavily on their minds. This is a stability season for them in my opinion. Stay in the Premier League comfortably and then go from there. In 12th I'm going with Newcastle. They've managed to pick up tough points last season and they've signed a few decent players, Wilson, Fraser and Jamal Lewis. Newcastle have lacked a main goal scorer, and they'll be hoping that Wilson can be that man. I think that a combination of being a tough side to play and their new signings will be enough to give them a mid-table finish.
11th spot for me is occupied by Southampton. I don't have them anywhere near the bottom because of their star man Danny Ings. The Saints could even finish higher. I think it all depends on Danny's fitness. He has been very injury prone in the past, and if he was to get injured, I don't know whether they'd be able to get enough goals to help them break into the top half of the table. In 10th spot, maybe surprisingly, I've gone for Leeds. In past videos I've talked about my admiration for Bielsa. Leeds play good football, possession based. They controlled the Championship last season, but they won't be able to control the Prem. We're going to have to see how Bielsa can adapt to that. It can go two ways. Either they'll have a strong season or they'll finish much lower down the table. If Rodrigo finds the net on a consistent basis, and if they can find the right balance on how to approach games, I don't see why Leeds can't finish 10th. Into the top half of the table now, maybe harshly I've gone for Leicester in 9th. There is so much quality in the top half this season. I think Vardy is getting on, and the inclusion of Europa League football, the Leicester really have the depth to compete at a high consistent level in all competitions. I think that they won't finish lower than this, but the quality of the opposition, I just don't see them reaching the same heights as last year. In 8th, we have a very controversial pick in Tottenham, and I may be horribly wrong with this one, but I don't think Mourinho is the manager he once was. They don't have a solid backup for an injury-prone Harry Kane, and we've seen that they really struggle for goals without the Englishman. I think this could be a start of a decline for Spurs. Up into 7th, we have Everton, with the first Europa League spot. They have one of the best managers in the league. They've made some excellent signings in Rodriguez, Allen and Doucouré. I think that Everton are a project, but are going in the right direction. I don't have confidence in their keeper or defensively really, but going forward they do look exciting. I think with the competition this year, the Toffees would do very well to finish in the Europa League spot. In 6th, I've gone for Wolves. They had an exceptional campaign last year, but my prediction all depends on whether Jimenez can keep up his fine form. Fabio Silva is a great signing. I like the Portuguese theme. The Wolves project seems watertight, like they die for each other. This type of mentality can take them anywhere. We just have to remember back to when Leicester won the league. I think that Adama Traore will get a lot more game time this season, potentially playing at right wing back. He is a player who can solely pick up points for his side. In 5th, we have Arsenal, a tough decision for me, but with Aubameyang staying and their youth breaking through, they could be very exciting. Maitland-Niles and Saka are two to look out for this season. I think that Arteta is inexperienced, but the factors of managing under Pep, having Aubameyang, and the exciting youth prodigies could have them finishing high this season. Before we get into the top 4, I think this season will be much closer, and between 9th and 5th the teams could finish anywhere.
Into 4th, I have Chelsea. They've signed a lot of exciting new players, like Ziyech, Werner and Havertz. They've completely changed their team, which they needed to do to reach their ambitions. But trying to get 6, maybe 7 new starters to gel together is a tough task. With very little pre-season as well, I don't know if Lampard is experienced enough to get all these new players reading off the same hymn sheet. To completely change a side would be difficult for the best of managers in the world, but for Frank it will be a massive challenge. Although they have signed some of the best talent in the world, and we could see Chelsea storm the league. Now into 3rd, we have Manchester United. They have an incredible squad, an attack-heavy squad. We'll have to wait and see who their number 1 will be, but United fans have a lot to look forward to next season. Remember Liverpool before Big Virgin Alisson? They were the team who outscored the opposition, but they let goals in. My opinion is that Man U will be the same. If they play Pogba and Van de Beek as their holding midfield players, their defence will be very exposed. Like Arteta and Lampard, I don't think Ole has the experience to win the title. I know that's blunt, but with managers like Pep and Klopp in the league, who can dig down deep when the going gets tough and pick up vital points, I don't think that Ole is on that level. Into second we have Manchester City. Now here's why. I don't think their defence is all that. Walker is aging, you can't actually fault Laporte, but Fernandinho is ancient, Otamendi is a liability, and Ake is a hit or miss. Going forward, they are arguably the most exciting club. They have the best midfielder in the world, but a bit like Man U, championship winning sides are built on strong defensive. We think that's a company who they never really replaced. You need that figure in the back line, that Van Dijk, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry. You need that strong figure. Football is partly luck. You could have the best attack in the world, but one game and your chances aren't going in, and then the opposition counter and score because your defence wasn't good enough to stop it. In the past seasons, you've needed 90 plus points to win the league, and you're not going to get 90 plus points with a leaky defence. And now into top spot, I'm going with my team Liverpool. Back-to-back champions is one of the hardest things to do in football, but I back my side. After the Champions League final defeat, they said our chance was missed. After missing out on the league, they said our chance was gone. Time and time again they doubt us, but we have a mentality like no other team has. I think that our defence can carry us. Our system works perfectly. I think we could see the best of our front three this season. If we are to win the league, we need Minamino and Naby to step up, but they have been looking good recently. We need Van Dijk and Ali to stay injury free. Like any other Red, I am crying out for some more signings. With just under a month left in the transfer window, I'm hoping that we could sell a few players, like Brewster but with a buyback option, Harry Wilson and Gini Wijnaldum. I do like these players a lot, I can't doubt that, and I would want them to stay, but we clearly need funds. And if we can get about 60 million for the free, we could invest that into a backup for the front three, a centre mid like Thiago, and another centre back to replace Dejan Lovren. Now onto the top scorer, I'm going to go with a top three. In third, we have Timo Werner. I think that with the support he has around him, he could easily get 20 plus goals this season. Into second, I have Aubameyang. I think he is the best striker in the league, but it all depends on how much weight the rest of his team can pull. He could easily finish first, but it's all up to his teammates to provide him with the goal scoring opportunities. And first we have Mohamed Salah. You could have Salah and Mane in the top three, and they probably will be. When Liverpool have needed goals, Mo has been there. He's single-handedly destroyed teams in the past. This front three is stunning, and if we sign a creative midfielder, this will only create more chances for the front three. Now on to my top three assisters. I think that some honourable mentions would be Ziyech, Bernardo Silva and Andy Robertson. In third, I'm going with Bruno Fernandes. This Man United attack is one of the best in the league. We saw it last season. Bruno was on fire, pushing Man U to a third place finish. They have good goal scorers at the club who can finish off inch-perfect passes from Bruno. Into second place we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. I would love to put Trent first, but I just can't look past first place. It wouldn't surprise me if he got top spot, but at right back I don't think he can create as many chances as someone in the centre of the pitch. Now into first, unsurprisingly, is Kevin De Bruyne. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think he is the best midfielder in the world. He has a fantastic attack around him, he can see passes other players can't. I despise Man City, but I can't fault De Bruyne. Watching him play is mesmerising. And finally, my top three clean sheets. In third we have Lloris. I have Spurs to finish 8th, not because of their defence though. Mourinho builds fantastic defences, and I don't think next season will be any different. In second we have Ederson. I spoke about Man City's leaky defence, but they still have one of the best defences in the league, and Ederson is a fantastic keeper. And then in first, we have Alisson Becker. You can't look past him in my opinion. He is the most complete goalkeeper in the world for me. Winning 3 Golden Gloves the season before last. What a sensational keeper he is.
And now we've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a much longer video today, but I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below who you think will be champions, top scorer and assister, and have the most clean sheets. Anyway, it's been Raw Thoughts Footy here. Check out the social media pages and the fantasy league, but most importantly, have a good one. See you later.